Go for the Redlegs, but I wouldn't be surprised when upsets on the cards here. I was at a game last year where I was expecting a bit more from the Tigers and they didn't deliver on that night, so hopefully it should be a pretty good game though. Conditions are perfect, no breeze, there's no dew on the ground at all, so no excuse for either side.
They do know the conditions here pretty well though, the Redlegs, because they won the toss. James Gallagher decided to kick to the northern end of the ground, so to our left is where the Redlegs will be kicking to start off. And as you said, Koff, gee, perfect night. Couldn't be any more than maybe 19 degrees. I think we had a top, around 26 I think it was today. Yep. So it was about 18, 19 degrees at the moment. And as you mentioned, crowd building up, as Adelaide does. Adelaide turns up and expects to get in with 5 minutes before game time. And that's just the way it is. Now, already Nathan Eagleton walking by himself through the centre square, which I find odd, even at this stage.
Right, yeah, exactly right. And doesn't look like he's got a hard tag. And Rinny Coolman's just having a bit of a sit just in front of us. It'd be nice to have a chat to Rinny, but he's probably in the corporate area. But Nathan Eagleton looks like he's on his own, but wait, he's got someone going to him.
Looks like Agnew.
So Agnew might get the job. He can run, can cover the ground, so maybe he's got the job on him.
Easy to tell the difference. One's a red head, one's bald.
That's right. That'll be an easy one to pick up, Neil.
Not a problem. Just about to start this game at the parade. It's round 3 of SANFL football on RPH. Take it away, Chris.
Umpire holding the ball off. The crowd really starting to get into it now. Dorr facing off against Cranston. The bounce over Cranston, but Dorr stuck the knee in. Cranston's on the ground, looking for a stoppage now. Umpire goes in, going to call for a bounce.
Tell you what, that was quite dangerous there because he got caught up under Dorr's body there and just went to ground very heavily, was Cranston.
Another lovely bounce from the umpire. Trying to work it out at the stoppage there is Tenace, gets the first centre break for Glenelg, goes up towards half forward, kicking towards the right of your dial at home. Working in there is Webber, kicks the ball out. That's a Glenelg player sitting right underneath it though is Panozzo. So he takes the mark on outer side centre wing. Looks to chip over the top. Got a player moving into space. Only moving it forward a few metres at a time though, Glenelg. Going up now towards the half forward line. Dorr gets the fist in at the front. Just trying to work it out now. He's got a tackle there. Todd Grimer's all over him, and we're going to have a ball up probably about 35 metres out from the Glenelg goal, and no score for either team, Neil.
Interesting to note Ty Allen already doing his fair share of umpiring there, trying to signal to the umpire it should have been a free kick. Ball caught in tight. Webber finally just hacks the ball out of there. Didn't get it very far, and it's going to come back again through Curran off the left foot long, but intercepting and pulling that in was McGuinness, who does so well again across half back, falling into the gap. Ball down towards centre wing. They were looking for Aish, who'd made a good lead, but he was shut down quickly by Bradley coming across, knocking it out of bounds right in front of us in what is fast becoming a packed Wood Street grandstand.
You're right there, Neil, and interesting to see how Jesse Aish goes tonight. It'll be a lot tougher contest than it was last week, but hopefully after 5 goals last week, the confidence will be up.
Cranston gets the hand down. Glenelg trying to work it away at the stoppage. Zorz is in there. Allen gets his first possession of the night. Over to Adlington. Kicks it up towards the forward pocket. Trying to crumb the ball off now. Other Tigers. Goes through Murphy. Murphy has a flying snap at the goals. It's just to the wrong side of the post. A behind there for Glenelg. They are one behind. Nord are yet to score. We've gone 2 minutes. First term here at Nord Oval.
Murphy once again, great crumb round the body. Nearly snuck through, but the Tigers are pushing forward. They've had all the play so far.
Kieran McGuinness, the man with the job of kicking the ball in for Norwood, and he just drops it in short. So they've come to this side of the ground, the Wood Street side, left back pocket where the ball is. Davis is the target. Great kick finds Davis, and he's just slightly forward of half back. Handed off quickly to Campbell, and then Eagleton gets his first 2 possessions of the match. First one was a hand pass on the 1-2, deep into the forward line quickly. Boy, oh boy, that was quick from the Redlegs. The Bays will come back the other way. Bradley's marked it at halfback. Quickly off to Jordan McMahon. He'll be the kicker, the designated kicker for the Bays tonight. Ruwalt marks in the middle. Wide hand pass for Agnew. He's the man who has Eagleton. So Agnew drives long into the forward 50. Grimer has his hands on it. Ball comes to ground. Trembath it was, in fact, and we'll get a ball up inside the attacking 50 for the Bays.
Now, you mentioned about the quick movement of the ball at the other end, Neil, to allow Eagleton into space. Interesting to note they pushed over and actually blocked for him, so they're obviously going to do that to give him a bit of space.
Grimer won it straight out at the stoppage, but we're going to have another ball up. That was very impressive work there from Agnew. Eagleton had pushed forward and Agnew turned around on the rebound and left Eagleton in his way.
Yeah, he's got some toe.
Grimer getting the tap down, working out now is Zorzi, kicks it up towards the centre half-back position. A little bit too hot there for Rowe, gets the one bounce. Players going in there to try and create a ball up. Jordan McMahon's hailing the cab. Umpires circling, letting play go on. They are letting it flow this year with a new interpretation. He does come in and cross the arms right in the centre of Norwood Oval. Glenelg one behind, Norwood yet to score. 4 minutes first term here on 11:97 AM, RPH Adelaide. Another lovely bounce from the umpire. Shane Harris will love that. Tap down from Cranston. Farms it off to his runner in Kane. Switched it into the forward pocket. That's a little bit hot there for Trembath. He possibly was being hurled. Going in for the snap now is Clayfield. Clayfield brings that back and he's got the first major there for the Tigers. Lovely work from Clayfield. Good rebound from Trembath. And there's the first goal on the board for the Tigers. They are 1-1-7. Norwood are yet to score. 4.5 gone first term. Grant Coffey, beautiful work there from the youngsters.
Fantastic work there by Clayfield. And already the young guys are having a bit of an influence here for the Tigers. One good thing to see, young kids coming through the system, and Clayfield there, that was a fantastic goal. 45 metres out, he was right up against the boundary on the wrong side for a right foot. He slotted that straight through the middle. It's all the Tigers at the moment, 1-1-7, Norwood yet to score, and that's on the station-sponsored Williams Brothers Welding Scoreboard.
Dorr to go against Cranston again in the middle. And Cranston's run straight into Dorr. That was payback for the earlier one. Norwood, meanwhile, allowed to play on. They go deep into their forward line, Rowe at the mark, quick hand pass off, unable to be taken. Agnew across strongly and high, and it'll be Luke Jericho to take the free kick for Norwood on 50. And this young man is more than capable of going the distance, plays on, kicks it from 51, kicks it truly, opening goal of the night for Norwood.
Fantastic work there, Neil, by Jericho. And as you said, off a step, he's got one of the most powerful legs in the game. I remember going to see him play a college game when he was playing for the college. He kicked a goal from the centre of the ground, and that kick there, off one step, he made that look very effortless.
Certainly a player that Norwood are happy to have back in their lineup. He took a year's sabbatical and has adjusted to the pace straight away. Welcome back, Luke Jericho. Glenelg leading by the barest of margins. Nearly 6 minutes gone first term. Cranston, Dorr. Norwood player being held there, and the umpire has spotted that. That's young Persinos. He's right in the centre of Cooper Stadium. Thought about the chip to McGuinness. Elects to go longer and deeper into the attacking zone. That was a little bit too far for Rowe, but he doubles back, looking to get the handball away. No, he elects to have a flying shot. Good smother there from the Bays. And now they've got the turnover. It ends up with Allen. Heard the voice. Unfortunately, it was out of Eagleton who cuts it off. Deep in the pocket. Eagleton twisting, turning. He's looking for a pass. That was just towards the feet of a teammate. And now we're going to have some good rebound from the back half. It's through Murphy. Takes a bounce. Thought about a second bounce, touches it on the ground instead. Twisting, turning, in a journey of indecision. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Tapping it in front of himself is Kennedy. He's twisting around. They need to try and isolate a play. They've got one over the top there. A little bit too hot for Trembath, but he is going to get the free. Play on, advantage. Going long, going deep in the attack. Oh, at the back's Clayfield. He's going to kick his second. Drew Clayfield, lovely opportunist goal. 2 goals, 1-13 the Tigers. Norwood 1 straight, 6-7 gone first term.
And Chris, on that occasion there, Norwood had all their players up. Clayfield was the only one that stopped down at the back of the pack. And how many times do you see it, the ball spills out the back? He was the only one there, picked up the nice easy take and put it through for his second goal. So 7.5 minutes have gone in the first quarter, and Glenelg have got off to a nice little start here. Norwood have kicked back with 1 goal, but it's 2 goals, 1-13. Norwood 1 straight goal.
Drew Clayfield from Penola. And gee whiz, there's some good players from down in the southeast that the Tigers pull in. So the ball back in the middle. 7 minutes gone, 7 points the margin, and this time it's Dorr, the offender in the middle, and the free kick goes to Trevor Cranston. So that was the square up for the square up. And now kicking the ball downfield from the hand pass was Murphy looking for Trembath. He picked up the bounce brilliantly. He's around on his right. He decides to go back to Clayfield, says, well, you can kick goals. And he says, no, I can't because I'm swamped. As a result, Norwood come away. Gallagher, the skipper. He plays it short. And the mark taken there, and just steadied by Ben Jeffries, and he did pretty well. Just go through the middle for Campbell on a short pass. He's between half back and centre wing for Norwood, and taking his time. Bays have rushed back into defence pretty well. The short pass is on. The mark taken by Fuller. So Fuller still slightly behind centre wing for Norwood. Slow, painful build-up in so many ways. He goes wide to the only man who was actually behind him on the field. So they back up Norwood, and they just look for spare players around the ground. There aren't many. The Tigers have done this pretty well. Ball very wide on centre wing. Webber is the man who leads up. Inboard he goes back to Campbell, can play on. Marked it, played on. Diagonally through the centre of the ground. He looks for Turlick. The kick was just through his hands, but he recovered quickly, got a good shepherd. Now Turlick inside 50. His kick was just a bit too high for Persinos. And the Bays clear it away to the middle of the ground, and that man Clayfield comes through and spills the mark to Bound.
And he slips it over the top there, looking for Webber, who likes to go back by hand, chipping it up towards half forward. Good mark taken out there by Suckling. Suckling going deep into attack. Lovely lead out there. Gee, that was a very good and swift forward movement there from the Redlegs. Jesse Ace takes it right on the chest. He's underneath the scoreboard, fresh from a 5-goal effort against the Double Blues last week. And Hoff, you would back him from here.
Yeah, you would think so. And a fantastic lead as well. Had some space in front of him, just held his ground, went at the right moment, having a shot on goal from about 35.
Aish, oh, his kicking boots not on early doors. That's the score.
Stabbed at it, Chris. He should have kicked through the foot. He did a few of those last week, but it got away with it. But on a 45-degree angle, needed to kick through it. But the signs are good there for him, because his leading and mark was very good.
Just ticked over 10 minutes in the opening quarter. 2-1 for Glenelg, 1-1 for Norwood. Just 6 points the margin. The Bays, meanwhile, are waxing in defence to McMahon. Right back pocket, spreads it in front of the scoreboard to the left back pocket. They've done pretty well to Mules, the skipper. He goes towards centre wing. They're outnumbered there. The Bays, briefly. Clayfield comes in over the top on Bound. Looks to the umpire. Umpire says no free kick. Still they go hard. This time it's a high free kick. It'll go to Murphy of the Bays. So he looks to move quickly. He goes to his left side. Dangerous. Then he gets trapped. Hand pass off to Cranston. He won't want to kick. He gets a hand pass away to Ruwalt. Ruwalt says thanks very much. Smashed over the line by a couple of tacklers from the Redlegs.
Pressure's on Neil at the moment by both sides. Winning the hard footy just on the outer side there. The crowd has built up nicely. We're probably looking at about 5,000 people, you would imagine.
About 75 metres out from the Tiger goal. Dorr gets the slap down. He was looking for Zors. He cleared out there by Campbell. Kicks it up towards the true centre wing position. McMahon's in there. Sits on Persinos straight away. It's going to be a ball up. So McMahon, he's been very lively. He's opening 3 games since coming back from the Western Bulldogs. 27 years old and played his first senior game for the club in round 1. Of course, he was a junior there for many years. Agnew, third man up, gets the punches to the advantage of the Tigers. Just trying to work it away now at the stoppage. It's a high, and it's going to be to Luke Brown, the round 1 Star Search winner. He's looking for Eagleton. Eagleton's in position A, and he takes it at the back. Still too far out even for his raking kick. He's got them queuing up in the centre for it. Long, direct kick from Suckling. He's looking into attack, but it's all the Tigers back there. Plenty of options, cutting it off. And it's going to come out where it's going to end now with Richard O'Grady. Passes off to McMahon, looking for Grimer. That's at his feet. Tough task, good hands. Now the Tigers are looking to send it up towards the half-forward line. 2 on 3. The numbers are with Norwood. Just spilling the mark there at the last moment was Jeffries. They're trying to work it away at the stoppage. Umpire's going to call for a ball up. We are 50 metres out from the Glenelg goal, and they are leading 2-1-13 to Norwood, 1-1-7. 12 minutes gone, first term.
And Chris, Nathan Eagleton having his first spell of the evening.
6 points the margin. The Bays with another opportunity to score. Grimer just knocks it forward, hopes for the best. Ball taken to the ground. Out of there and snapping a goal was Kennedy. He managed to extract it from a pack. In the pocket was Trembach. Picked it up, slotted it back for Ruwalt. Now that looked like a 10-metre pass, and the umpire said that was okay. So Grimer takes the mark confidently, walks back, says, no, that was 15 metres. And he'll have a shot from maybe 35 out.
Probably not his strong suit either, kicking at goal, so it'll be interesting here. He'll need to kick through the footy from about 35, but directly in front should make no mistake.
3 McGarry votes against Norwood in round 1 last year. Grimer goes back and sprays it to the right, much to the delight of the Redlegs fans.
One area of his game, Neil, that he really needs to improve on, because he did all the hard work there to actually take the mark, but straight in front like that should make more of an opportunity there.
Norwood looking to bring it back into play, keeping it out here on the grandstand side. Rowe, bound. Oh, lovely fly at the back there from Panozzo. Third man up against the bigger men, and he sucked it straight in. Not the greatest of kicks. He's affected the turnover. Now it's going to end up with Bound, who's corralled by a herd of Tigers. Just gets the handball away to Rowe. They're working it out patiently. Ends up at the back there with Nick Ramsey playing his first game of senior football and against his old teammates at the Bays. It's now with Webber, looking to switch it on the outer side. He was looking for Brady Dorr. Oh, skills befitting a much smaller man. Takes it in the hand straight away. Goes over the top there towards Suckling. Now it's Jericho. He's corralled. Turnover. Jordan McMahon kicks it up towards half forward. He gets a mark out there in the form of Trembuff. Too far out to score. Looking to chip it in towards the forward pocket. He's looking for Grimer. Just over his head, takes it in the hands, switches, snaps. Good smother out there from the Redlegs. Now it's going to end up again with the Tigers having a flying shot at the goals. I reckon they have slotted that home there, the Bays. Lovely goal there to the Tigers, and that was through, can't quite pick that up, is that Kennedy? Goal
O'Grady
O'Grady there, so Richard O'Grady opens the margin out now to 13 points. It's 3-2-20, Norwood 1-1-7.
Yeah, it was good pressure work there by the Tigers just to keep the ball alive inside forward 50. Spilled out to O'Grady and off a step, kicked it from about 40 metres out. A nice goal, and the Tigers 3 goals 2-20, Norwood 1 goal 1-7. Nearly 15 minutes have gone in the first quarter.
Impressive stuff. 13 the margin in favour of the Tigers. They've roared back after a disappointing start to the season, you'd have to say. And the ball held inside the centre square, about 10 metres on the grandstand side of the larger of the two circles. Slightly towards the Bays end of the ground, halfway through the opening quarter. A lot of players around the ball, as we expect these days. Campbell just cleared it out and hacked it forward for Norwood, down to half forward, kicking it slightly off the ground was Turlick, followed up, managed to keep control of it, tried to hand pass into the open. Zorzi did some strong work, and then coming in and taking away McMahon. Back to Allen, taken to ground with the ball. Umpire says, no, I'll have it. It's at centre half forward for Norwood, just outside the 50.
You asked about his shoulder there, Neil. He had no regard for his safety there. He just really attacked the footy hard.
From the ruck contest, Eagleton takes the ball. It was tapped into his path. He was dragged to ground, and now the ball held in by a couple of players who's trying to come away with it. Might have been Webber for Norwood. So the ball thrown up just inside forward 50. I imagine that's a forward 50 entry for Norwood. It comes away this time to Allen. He couldn't take the ball. Webber does, working hard against him. And Webber's still there, and the umpire's still circling, and the Bays have managed to move it about 80 from their defensive goal. And it's 1-1 for Norwood, 3-2-20 for Glenelg, a 13-point lead, 16 gone, opening quarter.
Dorr getting the tap down against Clayfield. Clayfield's certainly been very busy early doors. Dorr in there again. Campbell just falls over it. Kane. Just a bit of a jumbled mess of bodies going in there now. We're going to get a stoppage. It's just towards the north side of centre wing.
Yeah, the new interpretation, they're just letting it go. They're waiting for the ball to spill out, hopefully getting the ball into the clear, the umpires.
Comes out and towards the direction of Kennedy, Nick Kane, I should say. Getting it now away is Ben Kane. That's going to be fun. Now it's with Eagleton. Just tries to get it away. Oh, it's straight to the Tigers, though. Adlington, McMahon. He's got a few of them lining up for it in the centre of the oval. One of those is Ruwald. Gets it over by hand to a teammate. Flying in for a shot is Kane. Oh, he just heard the voice. Was that of a teammate? They should clear it away now through Bound the Redlegs. Now it's looking for Jericho. Just turned his back on it. The mark is going to be paid rightly to the Tigers through Allen.
Yeah, nice strong mark. He just had the drop there on his opponent there in Jericho.
So now it's back to Ruwald. Mules sends it up towards the half-forward line. It's all the Redlegs back here. Campbell looks to chip it in towards the centre of the oval. Just taking it in the last minute is the skipper, Gallagher. He heard the voice of Aish. Aish tried to take on his Glenelg opponent. It's a 2-on-1 out there, and the numbers are with the Tigers. Free kick, and it should be advantage to the Tigers. They will get it. Mules has got plenty of time to line up and find a target where he hits Agnew up at true halfback.
With the mark and then play on by hand to Ruwalt, who then turned it over straight away to Campbell, who returned the favour, then to Agnew, then to Kane, and then back to Agnew by hand, and then he drives it inside their attacking 50, and Davis takes the mark for Norwood. So Davis has a glance to his right, to the open side of the ground where Eagleton is making his way, but instead he opts for the short pass. So the short pass still inside defensive 50 to Suckling for Norwood. Holds up, waits. This is where they have had some problems already tonight.
Yep.
Turlick with the signal, but he can't get it that far. Turlick was maybe at half forward, some 80 metres away, being hopeful of a long kick. Zorzi, meanwhile's taken a short pass. Back to Suckling. They've worked their way to half back at the moment for Norwood. Aish with a lead up that's ignored, and finally he'll go long and wide to that man Turlick that I mentioned. It's a 2-on-1. Turlick takes it. He had some help there and some block from Bound, and then the kick inside forward 50 almost found Rowe. Personos has slipped forward, and he's there to help out Rowe, and he got one high, and the umpire called play on, and the Bays will shut it down. They'll get a ball up 40 from goal, straight out in front of the Norwood goal. Approaching 20 minutes in the opening quarter, it's Glenelg 3-2-20, Norwood 1-1-7.
So the ball deep in the Redlegs attacking zone. Cranston getting the tap down, wrapped up straight away is Campbell. We're going to have another ball up.
Interesting to note, Chris, both sides are using the full ground press, so that's why there's not a lot of space through the midfield, so a lot of sort of slow movement of the footy through the middle at the moment.
Yeah, certainly cutting down the opportunity to move. Ty Allen, Agnew, Nick Kane, just held it back in time. Tigers still trying to work it out, back towards Agnew. They've got some run there through Nick Kane again. Cranston, oh, he sold his teammate into all sorts of trouble. He just got the kick away. Nord, good mark taken to the back there by the player in Davis. Handball's off towards Brown, running through the defensive 50. Gets a lovely shepherd there from her teammate. Now he looks to go up towards the half-forward line, where it sits beautifully for Rowe. Rowe looks to pump them deep into attack. It's going to end up about 30 metres out from goal. Good mark. Lovely mark taken there. It all started with Rowe, and now the Redlegs will be lining up from about, probably 30 metres out through Luke Jericho, lining up for his second goal of the evening.
Yeah, they just got over the zone there. The kick from Rowe on centre wing out of side. It travelled about 55 metres. Jericho was sort of all on his own about 30 metres out from goal. Taking an uncontested mark, should make no mistake here from about 30 metres.
So Jericho right in front. You know what's going to happen as soon as you say that. Kicks on its way. No, have faith, young man. That is his second, and that is the Redlegs second. They are 2-1-13, Nord a 3-2-20. Just ticking into time on first term on 11:97 AM, RPH Adelaide.
And Chris, he missed last week's game. Luke Jericho was injured, back into the side tonight, and already very dangerous. The ball hasn't gone inside Nord's 50 many occasions so far, but on the couple of times that they have, Luke Jericho's kicked 2 goals already. Very important player because he can both play both ends of the ground.
Koff, the impression is that Norwood's actually a little bit cleaner.
They are, yeah. I would say that Glenelg have had more of the football, but haven't gone forward as smoothly as what Norwood have.
Tigers lead by 7 points. Into time on opening term at the Parade. Rowe had the better of the ruck contest. To ground it comes. Turlick picks it up, immediately swamped by Allen, and we'll get another ball up.
Tell you what, the big guys, they're jumping in hard at each other.
Well, if you can wear down Cranston, I guess it's a lot of the engine room taken out of the way for the Bays. Rowe, he palmed it down. No clean possession. It still bobbles around. So Cranston says, well, I'll get it myself. He's beaten to it by Campbell, and Agnew got one high as he put his head down and charged through. Webber was the man who offended. Now, McMahon's run around the back for the handball. He received it. He was on his right side, forced to give it to Panozzo, and then to Kane. That's Kane with a C. I'll explain that in a minute as the ball is at centre half forward for the Bays. Ruwalt with a snap out of a pack. And Panozzo sits under it bravely. Oh, his legs taken out from under him. Play on, called the umpire. Clayfield hand passes it wide. And with about a metre to work with, Kane, that's with a K, gets the ball, hand passes it away. Turnover. Cleared to centre wing by the Redlegs. Turlick is there. Does pretty well. Gee, he reads the ball well. Down to half forward with the kick. And the tackle was made by Jericho on Curran, and the ball out of bounds. Out of bounds, left half forward for the Redlegs. What a contest. Pretty tight. 3-2-20 for the Tigers, and Norwood 2-1-13.
So Redlegs looking to try and press home the advantage close to quarter time. Comes out the back through Allen. He's already been very good in the contested situation, and he's going to get rewarded with a free. So the feared beard of SANFL. He's trimmed it slightly this year. Still very distinctive in the pack situation, however. Back to Mules. Now to McMahon, who's relieving off half-back, playing that sweeping role very effectively. Sits for Lyons. He couldn't quite get it. Gee, Jesse Aish picked the pocket beautifully. Aish looking to go long and deep in towards the attacking zone. Good mark almost taken out there by Turlick in a sandwich. He's trying to keep his feet. Good work out there from the Tigers. Kirkby playing deep in defence. Ruwald just keeps his head when all others around lost theirs. Now it's back with McMahon. Comes out to Bradley, rebounding off true half-back at the northern end of the ground. Heard a teammate out wide and went straight to that. That was Nick Kane. Switches over the top, looking for a mark out there. Norwood player surely pushed. Umpire's not having any of that. Marifak's been paid. Yes, it has now.
Umpire off the ball. Colin Rouston saw it.
Someone had to, because it was pretty clear to most in the stand. Now it ends up with Tim Webber going up towards True, centre half forward. They're looking for a mark out there. Oh, sitting at the back there is Turlich. Goes back by hand. Has a flying shot. There is Sam Rowe. It's coming back, and it's coming back enough for the Redlegs. That's their third. 3-1-19. Glenelg 3-2-20. 24 gone in the first term. Clever work there from Turlich.
Yeah, it was, and interesting to note, Sam Rowe pushing up the ground a bit as well, but once again, a big target. He's actually presenting very nicely. Got a great set of hands on him, and from a step there around the corner, not an easy goal to put through, and he's put through his first goal. So Norwood move on to 3 goals 1-19. Glenelg 3 goals 2-20, a 1-point margin. 25 minutes have gone in the first quarter.
Ball back in the middle. Close to quarter time. Allen with a chance to clear it, he couldn't. Ball bobbles free, and finally it is cleared by Bradley down to half forward.
Oh, great mark.
Centre of the pack, Kennedy. Probably the smallest man in the pack. He's a left footer, and he goes around on the left foot and hooks it back. Siren stops him from getting an opportunity for Grimer to mark the ball inside half forward. What a first quarter. Went just over 25 minutes, and it's Glenelg 3-2-20, leading by a point. Norwood 3-1-19. Koff, that was very impressive from both sides.
Yeah, fantastic quarter of footy. We're a bit scrappy during the middle there, but a nice quarter of footy. The goal scorers, first of all, Norwood. 1 goal to Sam Rowe and 2 goals to Luke Jericho, and for Glenelg, 2 goals to Clayfield, and I'm missing 1 goal there. Who's got the other goal?
2 to Clayfield, 1 to O'Grady.
1 to O'Grady. So 3 goals apiece here at quarter time. We'll go back, have a quick break, be back with all the second quarter action after this. So he's really adapted very well, as have most of the young guys that have come into the system. Glenelg have had some very good underage sides the last few years, and some of those guys are getting their opportunity, Agnew being one. Great to see Kennedy. Kennedy just took a mark here in front of us not long ago, and in a pack situation, he played state under 16s last year, so he's only a kid himself.
Well, you'd hope so, because otherwise the birth certificate's wrong. Now, Koff, I've had a look at these stats, and they're not keeping clearances tonight.
I didn't know where the clearances were, but they're not there.
They're not keeping them, but interesting. Glenelg in that first quarter, 14 inside 50s to 11. And as you said, they had actually less possessions than Norwood. So, as I said at one stage, Norwood seemed just a little bit cleaner with their skills in the opening term. They trailed by just the 1 point, so you'd say, look, things are fairly even at quarter time. Just quickly earlier in the night, the reserves scored Glenelg 14-7-91, getting up over Norwood by 14 points. 14-7-91, 11-11-77. Here we go with the second quarter. Here's Chris Kendall.
Umpire elects to bounce again, and once again it's a credit to Shane Harris. Cranston gets the tap down, only as far as Zorzi. Campbell taken head high, and he's going to get the free kick. So the centre break will go with the Redlegs. Looks to kick it out. He's got a teammate moving in acres and acres of space out there. That's Suckling.
Jericho, I think
Jericho
he can kick this.
So Jericho, he's about 80 metres out. Now he's got the Grant Coffee stamp of approval for it. No, he's decided to chip it in, so he wasn't listening, Koff. Looks to go over the top there. Glenelg have got numbers back through the spillage, and that's Ben Kane. Wrapped up in a hard tackle there is Curran. And it's holding the ball. That was a little bit tough. I thought he didn't have much time to dispose of it. It's certainly tough on the holding the ball rule, so Norwood to get the free kick now through Turley.
I'll tell you what, Norwood do get a couple of soft free kicks up at the grandstand end of the ground, I reckon, over the years. What do you think, Chris?
Comment brought to you by Grant Coffee. Turley coming in. Now, looking for Curran. He's only had the one disposal so far in his debut, but we're with Turlick. Kicks on its way. Oh, that's swinging back beautifully. And Turlick gives a big fist pump to the crowd. He's loving it, and he should, because the Redlegs have hit the front. 4-1-25, 3-2-20 as the disco lights go off behind the goals cough.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but they've got some lights happening there. Maybe they're gearing up for some work afterwards, but Turlic is a very interesting player because he's got some real natural footy ability. When he gets the ball inside forward 50, very dangerous, and uses the ball very well. And once again, hasn't had many touches, but there he just slotted that one straight through.
Part of that production line that comes through Sydney Swans rookies is Dean Turlick. Well, Norwood with their first lead of the night. They're up by 5 points. Dorr took a look at Cranston in the middle and went into him. Cranston won the ball eventually. He gets it forward. Now with a head down, Kane couldn't get possession. He'll get a free kick now because Dorr, I think, lashed out with his boot. No, in fact, Dorr will get the free kick for being held. Or will he? He's confused. We're all confused. The umpire says, no, Brady Dorr was running down thinking, well, I did kick it at somebody off the ground. I thought I'd given away the free kick. Instead, he's got the free kick, and he uses it despicably. He goes to the wing looking for Campbell, and it ends up going over. Oh, gee, I thought for a moment that came off the shin of Campbell out on the full. But anyway, now we've resumed normal programming, and the ball will be thrown in between centre wing and half forward for the Bays. That was really ordinary passage of play. Right from the umpiring, I must say, because he confused everybody with the free kick. Ball thrown in. Boat slipped it out, almost threw it to Zorzi.
He did throw it.
Running towards centre wing. Zorzi goes long, looking for Rowe. Worked his way to the front. Bradley took it, was taken high by Turlick and Bradley. Andrew Bradley, the former premiership captain in the under-18s for the Bays, with a free kick off to Kirkby in defence tonight. He goes down to centre wing. Big pack forms. Trembath, he'll be carried over the line with the ball.
Trembath, very impressive last week against the Magpies. Only his third game of SANFL tonight, but he looks a very likely sort. Ball's about to spin right back into play in front of the grandstand here, right in front of the RPH crew. Grant Coffey, Neil Cross, Chris Kendall bringing all the action here on Friday night at Norwood Oval. Allen trying to bust and burst his way through the pack. He's wrapped up in a collective group of Redlegs. I'm not sure what the noun is for that, Cough.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was just thinking about Ty Allen's stats to quarter time. You've got them down there. How's he actually travelling when you've got a moment, Neil?
Dorr, Cranston. Dorr works his way to front position. Allen's had the 5 disposals so far. There's going to be another free kick to Dorr. So Cranston and Dorr are on a quest to see who can get the most free kicks out of their own contest. Dorr's ahead slightly by points at the moment. He's at true half-back, grandstand wing. Got a lovely left foot. He just about always hits a target. And you know what's going to happen as soon as I say that. Kicks it over towards the true half-forward line. Oh, bound. Almost brought it down with the one hand. Got the handball away. Lovely work in there, Suckling. Little bit of a messy handball. Sets it up for Fuller. It's cut off now. Tigers should work this out of defence. McMahon, Allen, looking to spin back by hand. Corralling a teammate there, Bradley. Oh, he's wrapped up by Eagleton, surely holding the ball. Umpire agrees, and Nathan Eagleton will get the free kick about 80 metres out from the Norwood goal.
How good was the acceleration of Eagleton as he went to the player there and the tackle on Bradley, and then the kick was magnificent, although I must say it did float a little bit, and it found Jericho, and he's going to shoot at goal from 35 metres out, absolutely in front.
Fantastic work there, Neil, by Eagleton to actually set that goal up. The tackle was fantastic, and then the kick, as you said, wasn't the best kick, but it found his target in Jericho. Very dangerous inside forward 50 tonight, Luke Jericho.
Kick 2 in the opening quarter. Chance to put Norwood 11 points clear. Sits back on the kick a bit. It comes back nicely. And Norwood have 5 goals on the board. 5-1-31 to 3-2-20.
I'm not sure if they've actually got their matchups right there with Jericho, because kick 3, we'll just keep an eye on who's actually standing in. But when you've got Aish and also Rowe, who are targets down there, Stewie Bounds creating a bit of havoc as well with a strong body. They haven't got a lot of height down in the back half at the moment, the Tigers, so a lot of run, but not a great deal of height.
Their main height's Rory Kirkby, who are more accustomed to seeing up and attack. You wonder if it's robbing Peter to pay ball. Cranston and Dorr, they're looking at each other an awful lot there at these stoppages. It's been an interesting one for 2 experienced ruckmen. Goes up now towards half forward there for the Redlegs. Eagleton gets the handball away. Zorzi looking to go into attack. He's had a flying shot himself. Ace did the team-oriented thing, but it's gone through for a behind. Margin out to 12 points. 5-2-32 Norwood. Glenelg 3-2, 26 minutes gone, second term.
Tigers through McMahon will bring the ball back into play. They trail by 2 goals after a promising start. McMahon goes long. McGuinness from behind knocks it as it fell over the back. It was well taken. The hand pass off by Ramsey to McGuinness to centre half forward where Zorzy dropped an easy mark and then dished out a horrible hand pass. And as a result, O'Grady gets it for Glenelg. Couldn't clear the area though. Zorzy back to Dorr. That's unusual. Dorr spills it and it's cleared down to half forward immediately by Glenelg. The mark taken by Grimer, wide for Murphy. Murphy goes for Trembath, he misses him, but Trembath was good enough to pick up the half volley, and to the goal face he goes, and the mark is taken by Kane Tenace. 45-degree angle, and barely 15 metres out.
And I'll tell you what, Neil, he was standing there a long time. He was looking for the kick in the first place. He'd come over the back, but no one followed him down inside forward 50, Kane Tenace. And this is not an easy shot on goal, not very far out, but deep in the pocket.
Just to relieve a little bit of the pressure on the Bays. They trail by 12 points, and now they trail by just 6. Tenace kicks it nicely. It's 5-2-32 for Norwood to 4 goals to 26 Glenelg. 7 minutes gone, second term at the parade.
I'll tell you what, you have to be impressed with Trembath tonight. He's played some nice football. Once again, the kick went into Trembath. Wasn't the best, it was a half volley, but he was good enough to pick it up, turn around on a 2-bob and then put it around the corner to Tenace, and he finished off with a nice goal. So Trembath, who's playing sort of deep in the forward lines, he's been a very nice player for the Tigers.
I'll give you an AFL score shortly, give you time to turn the radio down if you want to watch the replay. Dorr gets the hit out. He goes back in there to try and rive his own ball. Great agility, but the Tigers trying to get it away at the stoppage. It's going to be a ball up in the AFL. Collingwood 11 goals, 8 leading Richmond 5 goals, 6-36. So a 38-point margin there to the Magpies. Trying to work it away is Ruwald. He sat on a tackle straight away by Suckling. I'm very impressed with Suckling that's coming over from the VFL. Got a namesake, of course, on Hawthorn's list, so don't get confused, Dream Teamers. They are 2 separate people.
They are, not brothers.
I know Coff's a very avid Dream Team person. We're chatting about that pre-game.
Yes, I have the other Suckling in my super coach team.
He'll be racking up the points for you at the moment. Yeah. Cranston ridden into the turf, another ball up. Hasn't left the centre square yet, so we're still waiting for the all-elusive centre break. Allen wrapped up in a tackle there by Campbell. Ball's spilling out. They're trying to get it out now through Eagleton, who goes to hands and knees. Now it's through McMahon. McMahon switches out. He's got a teammate out there in space in Ruwald. Takes it on the chest. Defensive side of centre wing. He's looking to twist and turn. Takes a bounce. Got a teammate running to his outside. That's Ben Kane. Now he goes deep up towards the hot spot. It's going to spill over the top. Goes for Clayfield. Good work at the back here by the Redlegs. All right, now it's going to be worked out of the back half by Brown, who takes a bounce. He's looking to relieve at half-back. Kicks it up towards the zone where he's got teammates lining up for it. Dorr again goes to ground. Socket off the ground by Eagleton to advantage for the Redlegs. Now it's up towards half-forward. Jericho's fallen over the top of his Glenelg opponent. That's going to be a free kick for the Tigers at half-back.
Ben Muir's the skipper, the man to take the free kick. Back through the middle, they have a couple of players. One of them, McMahon. He can drop it in for O'Grady after taking the mark, and O'Grady at centre-half back marks and then hand passes to the follow-up from McMahon. Off half-back, he drives it to centre-half forward and sliding in Clayfield, and he spilt the mark and the umpire calls for it.
Neil, I was watching Eagleton go for the last footy on the outer side, push forward hard. Surprising when you see him live how quick he is. He's very quick.
Andrew Bradley found that out quite recently. He created a goal before with that acceleration. Eagleton went at the hips and made a great tackle. Glenelg move it away from the stoppage to Ben Kane. Kane chips it wide over the head of Clayfield into the path of Davis, and then it bounced back to Clayfield. He's inside 50. His kick is just to the wrong side of the post if you're a Bays fan. So 5-2-32 for Norwood. Glenelg 4-3-27. A 5-point game. We've gone beyond 10 minutes in the second term. RPH football, and we're online and also on digital.
Yes, you're right. And Chris was part of the morning this morning, the unveiling, I suppose you'd call it, Neil. Chris?
Down at the Central Market.
Yes.
Lovely. Although it was a 7 a.m. start, so I'm certainly burning the candle at both ends at the moment, but very exciting there. community radio going digital. Davis switches it into the back half. Moving further afield, waiting for the next pass is Ramsey. Not even want to get the skates on the ground. He's gone, surely. Great chase down there by Big Todd Grimer, who you wouldn't ordinarily back in the stall gift, but Brown took him on and paid the price. Grimer just on centre wing. Oh, it's over the top of Ruwald. Gee, they were waiting for someone to get it. Ruwald looks to go up towards the hot spot. Tigers are queuing up for it. At the front there was Trembuff. Slips through his fingers. Davis, possibly held without the ball. Bound. They're just trying to work it out through the back half now, the legs. Suckling goes back over the top there to Bode. Fuller hears the voice. It's that of the teammate Ian Suckling. Now it ends up in his hands. Running through the centre again is Fuller. Fuller looks to pump them deep into attack. He's got a teammate there in position A. Couldn't quite hold it, but it ends up now with Turlick, who has a snap at the goal. It's dribbling, and it's to the wrong side of the post if you're a Nord fan. Margin back out to 6 points, 5-3-33. Glenelg 4-3-27, 12 minutes gone, second term.
Glenelg quick to bring the ball back in. Mark taken by Murphy, he'll get 25. Player there from Norwood just creeping over the mark, and now it's play on. Fuller was the man. Murphy plays on. Off the side of the boot, still finds Allen. Kick diagonally across the square. Now Allen has to make a decision. Oh, and the decision is to kick it. And it's not a bad kick either. And Trembuff roves it off the back and slides it home for the goal. Mark that down. If Ty Allen kicks the ball, Glenelg might kick a goal.
Oh, that was fantastic work there. Great work by Grimer to actually contest in the air, bring the ball to the ground. And Trembuff, as we just mentioned before, he's just creating something up there. First time he's had a shot on goal, he's created a couple, but just made the finish look pretty easy there, Chris.
Yeah, look, he certainly did. This lad averaging a goal a game in a short SANFL career. Just what you like to see when the kid steps straight in at this level.
I tell you what, he's listed at 190, but when you're looking at him on the field, he actually doesn't look that tall, does he? But deceptively tall.
No, that's right. Obviously, part of that trend towards these bigger lads playing like the smaller men in terms of their agility. Wish I had that ability when I was playing football. Davis. Clearing it out there is Cranston from the centre square. They're going into attack again. Good mark taken at the back there by Giorgio. Looking to switch on towards the outer side. He wasn't the greatest of kicks, but he does pick out a teammate. Now it ends up with Suckling. He's at true halfback for the Redlegs on the outer side of the ground. Not the best of kicks. It was straight to Ruwald, who went to ground. Heard the voice of McMahon and honoured it. Now it's with Cranston. Cranston chips a 2-iron just over the top in towards the attacking 50. They're looking for a runner here. It comes out with Allen. Now it ends up with Tenace. Tenace having a flying shot. It's going to fall short of the goals, or it might just dribble over the back. No, Giorgio playing the defensive role well. Sweeping out here is Bound. Kicks it out towards open space. The only player out there is Kane, another Nick variety. Drops what he should have taken. He's taken high there. Yeah, you've got to protect the head. That's a fair call. Nick Kane put his head over the ball. And
you're right there. Had his head over the foot, he deserved the free kick.
So Nick Kane is signalling that he's going to go long, 60 metres out from goal. Sends it up towards the top of the goal square. Big mark almost taken in the front there by Cranston. Working his way towards the front now is the youngster in Ben Kennedy. And we're going to have a throw in as it dribbles out of bounds. Scores a level here at Nord over, 14 and a half gone. Second term, 5-3 apiece.
And Neil, the game has opened up a bit. The pressure is on, but great to see the game opening up. Just a bit of flow happening.
Adlington at the front, takes the ball, snaps at goal. Unbelievably short throw-in that was allowed to go on. Adlington with the minor score to put Glenelg in front. 5-4 to 5-3. Travelled through 14 and a half minutes in the second term.
So Nord bringing it straight back into play. Yep. The kick to oneself by Jace Bode. Not big on the stat sheet tonight, the former tough nut, Ruwald. Oh, that's well farmed at the front of the pack. Now going deep through O'Grady, going up long and deep and towards the attacking zone. Jumble off of hands, Irons is there, Fuller over the top. It's going to be a free kick to the Tigers. And it's going to be through Allen. And we were talking about his kicking ability before, boys. You would ordinarily back him from 35 on an angle line.
Well, it'll be 2 kicks, 2 goals for Glenelg, won't it?
Yeah, you're right there.
He's set up one, and now he's going to, hopefully, for the Glenelg fans, kick a second.
So Ty Allen Not the most noted of goal kickers, averages one about every 3 games. Is that the lucky game in 3? Kicks on its way, stuttering run up. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. The margin is now out to 7 points for the Tigers as Allen gets his first. 6 goals, 440. Norwood 5-3-33, 16 minutes gone, second term, 11:97 a.m. RPH Adelaide with Grant Coffey.
And Ty Allen once again just in and under the pack, earned the free kick. He's trying to get the hard footy, and we were a bit concerned how he was going to shape up with his shoulder, but straight away, straight into the action, Neil.
Reigning best and fairest winner coming back from a shoulder reconstruction. He's also just quietly won 2 reserves best and fairests, and now it makes it 2 league best and fairests and a runner-up in 09.
Safe to say he catches the eye.
Ball out of the middle. I think he was a runner-up in McGarry as well. Zorzi clears it long. Umpire spotted a free kick in the pack. It was almost taken by Jericho, but the free kick will come back to his teammate in Campbell. And on the edge of 50, he drives it in long to the open side, looking for Rowe. Hands up, ball to the front. Turlick came across. Allen beat him to it, knocked it away. Clayfield shared it quickly, and away they run through Bradley. The Bays are away. Tenace takes it off the back on centre wing. Coming the other way, and nicely done, was Jeffries. Jeffries for Norwood. He went wide to McGuinness, who went to half forward, missed Turlick. Ball held in close. Allen is the man again. Doggedly determined at the base of the pack, and will get a ball up. 60 from the Norwood goal. Execution just slightly astray. In front of the fans on Cooper's Hill. Gee, this ground is well lit now. Used to be a time when you could hide over there in the shadows. So the ball down. Campbell took possession, just forced a hand pass it away. Agnew finally for the Bays. Back to McMahon's left leg. He cuts inboard and finds Ben Kane at half back.
So Ben Kane got teammates breaking on the
Dangerous
outer
kick.
side.
Dangerous.
To Mules, but it'll sit straight for him. You're right, that was a dangerous kick-off. Jericho is moving in to try and cut it off. That's a real up and under out there, but he has picked out a teammate in the form of Lyons, who we haven't called too often tonight, straight to the feet of Tenace, who just plucked it off the turf. He'll be kicking from 50. You'd back him from here if he decided to have a shot. He puts it onto the chest of Trembath, who's going to kick from under the scoreboard, which currently shows Glenelg leading by 7 points.
Yes, and it's 6-4-40 to Norwood 5-3-33 on the station-sponsored Williams Brothers Welding scoreboard. But Trembath, again, he's just everywhere at the moment. He's having another shot on goals. Kicked 1 already in this quarter. Been involved in a couple of others. Been very dangerous inside forward 50.
So with Josh Trembath looking to give the Tigers some breathing space as we're about to tick into time on. Kicks on its way from 40 metres. Umpire goes a long way to his left. And one umpire made the call, but it was the boundary umpire out in the full. It'll come in back in through the back pocket for the Redlegs.
That's a station-sponsored Smithfield crash clanger. That one missed the lot. After you sort of pump him up like that, it always happens, Neil.
So the Redlegs, they trail by 7 points. It's been a close and a tough and a hard-fought game. One-hander taken out there by the skipper and Gallagher from the clearance, just outside defensive 50 at left half-back for Norwood. He pulls the kick, accidentally so, and it's marked. No, it wasn't. I thought McMahon had taken it. Agnew came through, somehow got it to McMahon. Now he skirts back, he runs back 10, 15. He ran a long way back to go forward, dished out the hand pass, and that was immediately O'Grady was smothered. Now the umpire comes in, finally adjudicates a free kick. It's Personos who drives it long, looking for Aish. Aish at the back, miraculously picks it up, snaps it goal. Not so miraculous with the kick. Just the minor score. Great forward 50 entry quickly by the Redlegs. 5-4-34. They trail by 6 points. 6-4-40 on the board for Glenelg as we get towards the 20-minute mark of the second term.
2 behinds for Jesse Aish tonight. Nick Kane takes it in the back pocket.
Probably had a bit more time then than he realised too, Chris. He had probably 5 metres there just to steady himself, but the perceived pressure was the one that got him there.
Sudden rush of blood to the head, to quote Coldplay. Ball spills over the boundary line right in front of us here in the RPH box. A big hello to Jazz listening over in Scotland. It is the early hours of the morning over there, and I know that Jazz, a devoted Nord fan, listens to all the RPH broadcasts. It's probably about as cold here as it is over in Scotland at the moment though, Jez, so have a cup of Horlicks for us. Allen. Getting out by hand now is Lyons. He's just starting to come into the game in this last few minutes. Adlington Over the top now by hand for Tenace. Now it's with Grimer. He looked to go back inboard almost too unselfishly. McGuinness has taken high in the tackle. It's going to be a free kick to the legs through Giorgio. Sells them a clean pair of heels. He's looking for Zorzi. It's going to have to sit for him for a long time. Oh, and he got the Shepherd from Eagleton. Lovely work there from the Western Bulldogs veteran. Now it's going to sit for Turlich. Oh, he's fumbled it right on the 50-metre line. A turnover now, and he goes back in to try and get the turnover back for them, but Ruwald, twisting, turning, gets it over the top by hand. It's going to end up with McMahon after O'Grady. So McMahon chips it off the defensive side of the centre square. Picking up there is Nick Kane, and he is on centre wing. Chips it over the top where he's got a player moving into space in Clayfield. He is right in the centre of the Nord Oval. Looks to go up towards the attacking zone. Just falls down to the feet of the player in Suckling, in the form of Ramsey, I should say. Now he goes back inboard. It's going to end up with the skipper in Gallagher. Series of handballs where it's with Fuller. Chips it over the top there. His teammate lost his footing at the last minute. That was Turlich. And Glenelg will now relieve off half-back where it's going to end up with Ruwald.
Ruwald with nobody behind him, so the Bays have started to push forward or Norwood push back. What's happening here? As Mules on centre wing just takes the short kick. He looks up. And Bradley is perhaps, well, he was calling for the ball back inside defensive 50. Mules goes long. Cranston had hands on it. Zorzi grabbed it, then back to Dorr. Maybe don't give it to the ruckman by hand. And Dorr's dropped it, and so we'll get a ball up. It's a right half forward, about 60 from the Norwood goal.
The pace of the game, Neil, has been very impressive tonight from both sides. Both sides are very quick, cover the ground very well, and the pressure's been fantastic.
So the ball down, I might have said the Norwood goal, it's the Glenelg goal, but the ball's not moving anyway, so it doesn't really matter where it is. It's all held in close. The umpire will come and ball it up. 6-4-40 for Glenelg. Norwood 5-4-34. 22 and a half gone, second term. So Cranston and Dorr will go at it again. I think they both wanted to knock it to the same place. I wonder what the stats men will do with that. So Campbell breaks away. Well, he was tackled and then had to get rid of the ball, and he gave it to Bound, who was taken down, and the umpire said no. Free kick. Cranston working hard, wants to hand pass. Kane from 60 is a chance. Goes long to the square, goes beyond the square. No, Lyons pulls it down, still it's play on. Nobody can get clean possession. 5, 6, 7 players around the ball. Lyons knocks it forward, but as it turns out, it was only out of bounds. So it's in the forward pocket left for Glenelg. Chance for a score just before half-time.
Ball's about to come back into play. Glenelg would love one just to open that margin out a little bit more, right on the cusp of the long break. Lions working hard for the Tigers. There's a contradiction. It's now about 35 metres out from the Glenelg goal. Umpire Ralston elects to throw it up. Grimer. O'Grady in there. Campbell, he just heard a voice, and it was that of Bode. Now they're looking to keep it on this grandstand side. Sits up nicely for H, playing a long way up the ground. Twists and turns, just gets his kick away in the nick of time. Good work at the back of the pack here by the player in Chris Curran, taking his first clear possession. Now it's with Mules. He's got players queuing up for it in the centre of the ground. Mules, he's worked himself into a little bit of trouble, but he had time to get the kick away to Bradley at half-back grandstand side for the Tigers. Switches it over the top towards Ruwald, who's been busy in this second term. He was thinking of going over the top towards the runner in Kirkby. Ruwald right in front of us here in the RPH box. 1-2, juggled mark. Second one from Kennedy. Indicates he's going long and deep in towards attack. They're looking for a mark up there. Nord player possibly taken off the ball. Working his way through now is Bound. That's almost holding the ball. And it is holding the ball. Colin Ralston agreed. Bound had the chance to get away. And lining up now is Trenbarth for his second goal of the term to open the margin out to 12 points.
Yeah, he's been very impressive, as we mentioned a number of times now, but the pressure from both sides, and especially Glenelg inside forward 50, just making some chances out of nothing there. And Trenbarth, with his pressure, he's had a few shots on goal and looking for his second goal. 25 minutes have gone in the second quarter. It's Glenelg 40, Norwood 34. Shouldn't be too much longer in this quarter, you wouldn't imagine.
Certainly fantastic defensive pressure from the Glenelg forwards this quarter, and now they're looking for the ultimate reward through Trembath. We're right behind him, kicks on its way. He sprayed that a long way to the left, just sneaks in for a minor score. Just 6-5-41, Lord 5-4-34 Koff.
Just leant back on it a bit there, Chris, didn't he? He sort of covered the distance easily, but leant back on the kick and it just veered off to the left. There's a bit of breeze there going, sort of coming across the ground towards the members' grandstand.
25 gone, second term. Norwood go to the scoreboard side of the ground, and that's all she wrote. Gee, a couple of short quarters, this one going just under 26 minutes, and it was about that in the opening quarter as well. So at half-time at the parade, it's Glenelg 6-5-41, Norwood 5-4-34, a 7-point advantage for the Tigers. Been a really interesting half of football. Koff?
It has not got the goal kickers, Neil. First of all, for Glenelg, 2 goals to Clayfield, and then it's singles to Tenace, Allen, Trembath and O'Grady. And for Norwood, 3 goals to Luke Jericho, kicked 2 in the first quarter, and singles to Turlich and also Rowe. We'll go back to the studio, come back and wrap up the first half after this.
Maybe the station can organise that song, which, if you haven't heard, as you said, it's Friday. And maybe we can use that for Friday night football on RPH.
I actually did think of that today, but I thought, no, that's way out there. But no doubt a lot of people would have heard it. Not a lot of people would know the song that we're talking about. 102 million views on YouTube.
I think it's one of those songs, if you've heard it, you will not forget it.
Exactly right.
Yes. Anyway, back to the football. Beautiful night here at Norwood.
Yeah, the breeze is just starting to pick up, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit of a, well, it's still a bit of a zephyr, although if we look over on Cooper's Hill, there is a windsock that is functioning, unlike the one I think we had last week for our ABC match, which was down at Alberton, which the windsock was about 3 strands of thread. That was all that was left of it. This one, big yellow windsock. Breeze blowing slightly across the ground into our faces in Wood Street as the ball goes in the air to start the second half. It's the Bays leading by 7 points.
Tigers lead by that margin, and they do get the centre break, and the ball is immediately to their advantage. Taken on the chest there is Kennedy at half forward. Oh, he's got a player moving all by himself in the forward 50. Good mark taken out there by the Tigers. They'll be lining up for goal from about probably 35 to 40 metres out. And an early opportunity to try and hammer home the advantage through Ben Kane. We got Chris Kane in the reserves, Ben Kane in the seniors, Nick Kane in the seniors now as well. I certainly like their Canes down here. If you want a game of footy and you're a Kane, head down to the Tigers, it's the land for you. Ben is lining up, try and open the margin now out to 13 points. Right behind him, kicks on his way. Got a little close to the man on the mark, but he has slotted it straight through the centre. So the margin's out to 13 points now for the Tigers. 7-5-47, Nord 5-4-34. The Scouts loving it on the hill, and the margin out to 2 kicks, Koff.
And fantastic work there by young Ben Kennedy. As we mentioned, he played state under 16s last year, only 17 years of old, listed as 175 centimetres. Really attacked the footy there, coming outside about at half forward, turned around on the left boot and found Ben Kane. He slotted a goal from about 45 metres out. So good work there by Kennedy. Got a goal with inside a minute, the Tigers.
Bays by 13 points. Biggest margin of the game. Ball back in the middle and thumped into that turf, which is fairly hard after a long summer. Although at times a very wet summer in Adelaide, so maybe not as hard as it could be in the middle of the ground. Turlich gets it away to Gallagher, and then Gallagher just kicks it forward, hacks it into that forward 50. Rowe for Norwood, taken to ground. Dorr over the ball. Cranston shows him aggressively how to get to the ball. Dorr was standing up, couldn't quite get a handle on it, and Cranston crashed in at his feet and forced the ball up. Now interesting on this ball up, Fuller sitting out the back for Norwood. Defensive side of the pack. The ball's knocked sideways towards the boundary. Picked up by Personos, who's been very quiet tonight. Released a hand pass. Lux of fortune because it went back to Gallagher and then it went to Eagleton. And then off the ball, Eagleton has got Ruwalt high. And I think Ruwalt's made a meal of it, but he'll get the free kick nevertheless. He's got a future on Days of Our Lives, has Mark Ruwalt. But he did suck in Eagleton, got the free kick. Down the line he goes. High looking for anybody but Grimer, who was standing under it, and he was thinking, no, not me. Ball knocked away by the defenders and out of bounds at half back left for Norwood.
And Neil, the Tigers have got a handy little 13-point lead at the moment, so Norwood need the next goal because the Tigers just starting to get a bit of a break at the moment.
Cranston gets the tap down. It's to the advantage of Lyons, who swings it back inboard. Mark taken out on the chest at half-back for the Redlegs by Davis. Just looking to relieve the pressure. Waiting patiently. He was getting a lead from Turlick, but he's going to opt to switch it across the ground. He goes into the back pocket where he's got Giorgio to Brown, who also has been very quiet tonight. Luke Brown keeps it on the outer side of the ground. He's looking for a long lead out there from Dorr. It's punched away from him.
Been a bit quiet tonight, Giorgio. Chris, we've been sort of pumping his toll, I have, the last couple of weeks, but been a bit quieter tonight.
Yeah, not as damaging as what we've come to expect. Dorr. Cranston. Dorr works his way towards the front. No one gets the real clear advantage from that. Nord player trying to burst his way through is Campbell. He's wrapped up in a tackle, holding the ball right in front of Cooper's Hill. It's going to be a free now to the Tigers. No, it's going to be to Campbell. So, what he'd called holding the ball there, but it is going to be to Campbell. Almost must have been talked into it, you think, by the Tigers Hill. Over the top there is O'Grady, just getting the handball back. Kick has been smothered off the boot where it ends up with Allen. Gee, I was sure there was a hand in that one too. Interesting few minutes for the umpires. Allen looks to pump it long and deep into the attacking zone. They're looking for a mark down there, the Tigers. Bursting through is Clayfield. The Glenelg player has been dispossessed, goes back in and gets it. It's Grimer, spun around to tackle. They're calling for holding the ball, hailing the cab. They won't get that one. It's going to be a ball up, about 25 metres out from the Nord goal. Brett Zorzi looks to be coming off the ground. He's having a set-to with Richard O'Grady on the way through. Just keep an eye on that one.
Jumper punches there.
We'll stay with the action out here. Norda trying to farm it out the stoppage. It's ending up with Campbell, who goes towards hands and knees. He's got Ruold sitting on top of him. We're going to have a ball up 25 metres out from the Glenelg goal.
I love the way, Neil, how these days a jumper punch has sort of become sort of legal. You're allowed to sort of smack someone fair square in the jaw as long as you're holding onto their jumper.
Well, they're not quite as stretchy as they used to be either. They used to be made, you know, used to be a little bit of room to move in them too, but not anymore. Ball just hacked out of there from Webber and kicked out on the full, and the free kick 60 from goal taken by Mules, who thumps it back into the attacking 50 for Glenelg. Ball to ground, lots of players in there, and I think there will be a Norwood player emerging, and it will be. It'll be Fuller who'll take the free kick. He got in low and hard, and Tenace came over the top. So Fuller in the back pocket on the Wood Street side of the ground, the western side of the ground. Oh. Went to wing, big jump by Kirkby, misjudged it, ball on the ground again. And the game just settling into a familiar pattern here of kick, pack, kick.
Yeah, you're right. And the pressure by both sides has been fantastic, and the Tigers have really stood up to it so far.
Oh, and they stand up this time. It's Kane comes away. That's Ben Kane. Drives it long. Trembath got rid of his man, but wasn't able to get back to the ball. Taken off the top of the pack by Clayfield, and he tries to bend the ball back. Didn't have a left leg, just quietly caught it. He tried for the banana kick and just missed. So 1 point added to the score. So Glenelg now 7-6-48 to Norwood's 5-4-34. It's starting to become a sizable break for the Tigers.
Jeffries, he was looking to try and isolate Webber. It's a little bit hot for him. Webber's trying to get the handball away, does just in time. But gee, the Nord player is set upon by a sea of Tigers straight away. They're looking for the free, and it's been called too. Gee, that was a very short fire opportunity, but a good tackle from John McMahon.
I hope we don't get like the AFL, Chris, because I think we've always had our holding the ball rule pretty interpretation pretty good here, so hopefully we don't go down that path.
No, I certainly hope not. Campbell, he's corralled in at the boundary, just gets the handball away towards Ramsey. The Nord player going over the top there. They're going to call for holding the ball too, but the umpire, common sense prevails this time. It's going to be a ball up 55 metres around from the Glenelg goal, grandstand side of the ground. 7-6-48, Nord 5-4-34 as a breeze starts to blow towards the northern end of the ground. That's the direction Nord are kicking. Ball spills over the boundary line, and we're going to have a throw-in. Speaking of the Tigers in the AFL side of things, Richmond are back to within 26 points of Collingwood. That's almost as good as a win for Richmond at the moment. Ball's about to spin back into play. Dorr just gets the front hand to it. Set upon an tackle there is Suckling. Trying to burst his way through now is Webber. He's spun around a couple of times. Umpire allows that one to go through, and it's going to be a ball up right on the 50-metre arc. It's in the Glenelg attacking zone. 8 minutes gone. They lead by 14 points. A goal here would be very handy in getting a break. Oh. Player taken high off the ball. It was Bryce Campbell, and he's going to be rewarded. He'll get the relieving kick at half-back for the Redlegs.
O'Grady and Campbell both go up the footy very hard there, but Campbell just sort of lowered his body a bit to receive the free kick too high.
Now it ends up with Turlick right on the centre of Norwood Oval. He's looking to go long and direct. He's looking for Jericho. He turned his back on at the last minute, and Ben Newells takes the relieving mark at half-back scoreboard side.
They're away here, the Tigers.
Newells, his delivery was pretty good. And onto this side of the ground it comes to O'Grady, who takes the mark and shares it immediately with the designated kicker, and McMahon, who gets away with a kick back into the corridor that just sat up for a moment. Chris Curran with the mark, plays on by hand to Bradley. Bradley then goes to the far side of the ground. He's looking for Lyons, and he got it away. It's on centre wing still. Ball in dispute. Looked like a throw by a Glenelg player in there. Finally, it comes out the lines again. He sends them forward. Inside forward 50. Over the back. Clayfield off the ground. It was touched off the boot and through for the minor score. So that scoreboard, 7-7-49 for Glenelg, 5-4-34 for Norwood. We've gone more than 9 minutes in this third term. And a dangerous kick in, and it was paid as a mark in the end of Turlick on this side of the ground. Bays fans not too happy.
So Turlick, he's looking to go back inboard. He's crossing off the defensive side. Gee, the fans over 50 will be going up over that one. You never used to do that in the olden days. Switches it inboard. It's too hot for Webber. Eagleton was at the back, but he can't get clear purchase on it either. He has faded out of the contest a little bit lately. Now it ends up back with Eagleton right on cue. Cheers, Nathan. It's going to end up again now with Eagleton. He's going in for his third possession. Gee, he's responded to that little bait very quickly. Oh, big take off the ball there for the Tigers. Bode looked up at the wrong time and saw O'Grady coming towards him. He's created the stoppage though, and it's going to be a ball up. Glenelg side of the centre square. They're leading by 15 points, 10 minutes gone, third term cough.
Bryce Campbell just lined up a Glenelg opponent there. He's come off second best. He's really winded himself. He could have done a bit of damage to his opponent, but come off second best is Bryce Campbell.
Turlick spun straight into a tackle there from a ferocious Tiger pack. They are up and about at the moment, Glenelg. You sense they can really sniff some momentum. They want to get a goal fairly quickly to try and build on some of this. Tenace is in there. He's trying to farm it out towards Murphy. Nord plays at the bottom of the pack. They're looking for the holding the ball, but umpire Colin Rouston lets that one go. It's going to be a ball up. Glenelg side of the centre square. They are about 70 metres out from goal, and Nilo leading by 15 points.
And Turlick doing his best in there and tough to clear the ball for the Redlegs, but the ball's just farmed forward. Eventually it gets to Turlick. Somehow he got it out towards Bound. His clearance by hand was pretty good. Finally it comes to Eagleton. Looked like a one-handed hand pass, but the umpire called play on. Now here's Jericho, who went up to replace Campbell around the ball. Campbell take team with him. Jericho bounces towards 50. From 50 he's astray with his kick to the right. A little narrow from right half forward for the minor score. 11 minutes gone, and they narrow the margin by just the 1 point. And the Bays quick to bring the ball back in with the margin now 14 points.
Norwood's first score since the 19-minute mark of the second term, and it's with O'Grady, grandstand side, half back. He started to work his way into the contest in this third term. O'Grady, he's got a couple of players calling for it. One of those is Tenace, but Campbell goes to him. Oh, he kicks it straight into the man on the mark, but he has got time to recover, O'Grady. He's got teammates calling for it. Ends up now with Mules. He's still on the grandstand side. Chips it over the top. That breeze is having a bit of a factor now. It's starting to hold up as Glenelg try to push the ball forward. It's going to be a throw-in right in front of us here in the RPH box. 11:97 a.m. RPH. Chris Kendall, Neil Cross, Grant Coffey, bringing all the action here from Norwood Oval on a beautiful Friday night of football.
Been really impressed with Richard O'Grady tonight, Chris. His toughness around the footy has been a real feature of his game.
Kennedy tries to work it through to Agnew. Agnew set upon straight away by Suckling. Too early for holding the ball, Norwood fans. You won't get that one. It's on the Norwood side of the centre square grandstand side. Bound's gone into the ruck. Third man up there is Ruwald. Tries to tap it down towards Allen. The Nil player wrapped up in a tackle straight away by Bound. We're going to have another ball up. The next goal in this contest could be really vaulted towards the momentum side of things. Bound, Cranston. It's a free kick off the ball. It's for holding, and it's going to go to Glenelg in the defensive half. But it's going to be with Ben Kane. Now it ends up with Adlington. Chips it back over the top towards Ben Kane, who twists and turns. Back to the industrious McMahon, who kicks backwards, but it's straight to a Glenelg teammate. In Mules, just trying to hold the ball, trying to set the tempo, trying to calm things down from half-back. He's looking for a teammate to present. He's holding the ball aloft, the signal that we all know what it means. It's no longer a secret. Gee, the runner almost got caught in things there. Comes out the back three towards Ben Kane. He's trying to paddle it in front of himself. Now it's with Suckling. Back to Davis. Oh, he's handballed it straight to a Norwood teammate in a corral of trouble. That's almost holding the ball. No benefit of the doubt, just with the Redlegs. It's going to be a ball up about 65 metres out from the Glenelg goal. They're leading by 14 points. You're with Neil Cross.
So the umpires just taking their time, just steadying things down, and that allows the players, of course, a breather and more to pack around the ball. Bound had the best of it, fresh air kick away. Webber stood up pretty well. His hand pass went out to Campbell, and then his hand pass in turn. Down the line they go with the kick, and Mules right now is playing a great game for Glenelg, picking off across half-back. He kicked the ball 10 metres to Ruwald, who took, according to the umpire, a mark. Just down in front of us. Hard up against the boundary, Mark Ruwald. He's just going to go long and strong. Davis will come over the top and punch it towards the boundary line from Norwood, and it's out of bounds about 45 around from their goal. So interesting time in this match, Goff.
Yeah, you're right there. 14 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. The Tigers have got a nice little 14-point break at the moment. The breeze is starting to pick up to the northern end of the ground,
which is where Norwood is trying to take it at the moment. Lyon with Bound, a big crash. Neither player got the ball. Clayfield did well. Back to the unlikely kicker, and Allen. He thumps it high, 25 from goal, and up in the middle of the pack, almost Grimer, couldn't bring it down. Ball loose. Kane, that's Ben Kane with a K, trying to go through the back. Of course, there's also a Nick Kane with a C out there, and a Chris Kane with a K playing in reserves for the Bays. So 35 out from goal, straight in front.
Yeah, and Todd Grimer, gee, he was up high there. He just about pulled the mark down as well. He was only about 30 metres out from goal, but just couldn't grab onto it in the second attempt.
Oh, clearing it out from the stoppage was Suckling, but now it ends up with Bradley as though the Tigers are on the turnover, looking to go in towards the attack. It's just punched away there from the Tigers. Coming in through is Ramsey, playing against his old teammates. Kicks it forward to his opposite number 5 in Kane Ace, right in front of the Snouts Louts. Margin is 14 points Glenelg's way, nearly 16 minutes gone, third term. Nace sends it up towards the hot spot. Beautiful kick by Trembath. Dropped an absolute centre right in front of goals. Turling tries to burst his way through the pack. Lovely tackle there from Allen to wrap him up. We're going to have a ball up here. The hands are a bit hard there on Trembath.
Yeah, that was a station sponsor Smithfield crash clanger, that one, because it was a dolly, came straight to him. The kick from Tenace was an absolute ripper, and should have swallowed that, the big fella.
Cranston gets the tap down. Oh, Glenelg play surely taken high, and the umpire agrees. We're going to have a free kick right in front of goal.
That's Ruwald again. He's been everywhere, Ruwald, tonight.
He has, young Ruwald. 24 years of age. He seems to have been around for a long time,
yep.
Ruwald, coming up to his 103rd game. He averages close to a goal a game. We're more accustomed to seeing him roaming across half-back and through the midfield, but he's generally pretty reliable in front of the big sticks. You would back him from here. He'll be kicking from about 45 metres out, right in front. As we see that big screen on the scoreboard there. You say how reliable they are, and what do you know? Just been punched through on the last line there, so a minor score for the Tigers.
It was unbelievable, that was. It didn't look like anyone from Norwood actually wanted to touch the footy. It sort of floated around there and nearly snuck through for a goal.
Well, Norwood did their best to turn the ball over from the kick in too, but eventually they take control and then kick it out on the full, was it? No, the boundary umpire said no. And the hand pass came back to Fuller, who almost put it out on the full, and he's claimed on the 50, left half back for the Redlegs. He got a hospital hand pass from Ramsey, who did well to disguise what I thought was a ball out on the full.
The boundary umpire knew it couldn't have been in a better spot. He was right there, wasn't he?
Yep, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He obviously had a good view of it. Cranston through the pack, unable to get it out. Still they go on. And eventually, O'Grady, with his handball smothered and the ball over the line in the hands of Suckling for Norwood. So the ball will be thrown back in. still technically inside the 50 for Glenelg. Murphy tried to come over the top. Webber, for perhaps the third time in this passage of play, trying to get a kick away and having the ball smothered off his foot. Meanwhile, the Redlegs have taken the ball outside their defensive 50 by about a metre, and we'll get another ball up. For the Redlegs, the job in front of them. They trail by 15 points. We've gone beyond 18 minutes in this third term.
Glenelg have done a fantastic job at shutting down Norwood's run more than anything else at the stoppages. O'Grady sends them into attack. Gee, two Glenelg players went up for it together. It's with Ruwold, that man again, and it's going to be a throw-in. Yeah, Glenelg are really shutting down the space for Norwood to run into.
Yep.
And that's certainly paying dividends for them at the moment. Another goal here, just as we tick into time on in the third term. And the Tigers would really fancy themselves. Flying shot at the goals from Lyons. Just sneaks in for a minor score. 7-9-51. That's 16 scoring shots. Norwood 5-5-35. A couple of these sprays may come back and bite them.
I'll tell you what, Neil, you mentioned Ben Mules before. His game across halfback's been outstanding tonight. He's just a great leader for this club. He's stands up when he's required, and he's been very good tonight.
Now Norwood in front of the Wood Street grandstand. Down the line they go, and the ball just falls over the back again. And Chris Curran with the mark. Hand passes off to Kirkby. The Tigers will come again. Kirkby up to Adlington, who marks just inside the centre square. He goes long into the pocket, looking for a mark. The ball comes to the front from Davis. Rode by Tenace. The hand pass off to Agnew, and he squares it up, and it's knocked out and over the boundary line. So the ball out of bounds, and another opportunity for the Bays.
I'm sure they were looking for a deliberate there, the Tiger supporters.
Dorr at the front, palms it down. Lyons had it briefly. The ball fell away, and then the hand pass comes out for Kennedy. Snaps back towards goal, but it's out on the full. So some blessed relief for the Redlegs fans on Cooper's Hill, behind where this kick will be taken. And it might be Brett Zorzi over there who's about to take the free kick. So he's recovered from that blow. I thought he had some rib problems. And that was before, of course, he got in that little bit of a stoush, which then allowed him somehow to get his breath back and go back into the play.
So the ball is with Ruwold again. He's having a very big third term. Twisting and turning. Going in now for the Tigers. Having a flying shot at the goal there. Kennedy. Has he slotted it through? No. Touched it the last time there. So one behind. Ball comes straight back into play. Gee, they're quick on that now. Norwood, it's with Fuller at half-back, so the margin's 17 points.
I don't know how he missed that, Chris. I thought that was a certain goal for the youngster there.
Oh, I reckon his eyes lit up when he saw it too, and that might have been part of the problem. Ball's out here on the grandstand side. Gee, plenty of Glenelg players. Mules takes it in the front. They are really up and about now, the Tigers. They can sniff something. Looking to chip it over the top, where it ends up with Murphy. Was busy in the first half, a little bit quieter so far. Lovely pair of aqua boots, I might add. Murphy at half forward, looking to send them deep and long into the attacking zone. Big fly at the back there. Couldn't quite hold it there was Ruwold. Now it comes down into the attacking line. Mules, unrealistic attempt surely. Turlick breaking away. He's got Mules on his hammer. He's almost gone. Kicks it over the top there towards Ash, who takes the mark. 50 metres out from goal. He's chipping over the top where Rowe moves into space. Oh, that was a wonderful chase down from Mules. Half a metre and he would have had him, but he gets away. Coffin now it ends up with Rowe.
The fast break, they were streaming from everywhere, the Redlegs. They had some numbers going forward. They also had Persnos was looking for the ball in the corridor, but the ball came out to Rowe. Not the easiest shot in the world, though, from here.
Particularly with that breeze swirling around a little bit at that end. 40 metres out deep in the northwest pocket. Kicks on its way.
Oh, he's made that look easy.
Oh, we said the breeze was a problem, not for Sam Rowe. That is his second, and Norwood 6-6-5-41. Glenelg 7-10-52, 22 gone third term.
See, one thing when you're playing at your home ground, you come out here at training and you're always practicing those miracle goals from the pocket, even though the coach doesn't like you doing it, but you always are. So fantastic work there by Rowe. That's his second goal of the game. So Glenelg now 7 goals, 10-52. Norwood 6 goals, 5-41, an 11-point margin to the Tigers. 22.5 minutes have gone in the third quarter, and that's on the station-sponsored Williams Brothers Welding scoreboard.
Well, for all their dominance of the quarter, Glenelg have managed to kick the one goal. And that could be a little bit of a problem for them as Norwood get out of the middle again. Not quite. Campbell just unable to kick the ball. And then when the Glenelg player thought he was going to run away with it, Campbell dived back in and knocked it out of his hands.
Could have been holding the ball there, Neil, because didn't get rid of the foot. He was dragged down. The ball spilt free, possibly holding the ball.
Umpire thought not, so we get another bounce. Door down. And then Zorzi crashing in with his head. And the umpire rewarded him with a free kick off to Brown quickly by hand. Brown breaks towards half forward and then gave an awkward hand pass for his skipper and Gallagher, who's surrounded by Ruwalt and a couple of others. And eventually it's Cranston trying to roll and get the ball away. He can't. So Norwood just looked like they were going to go forward, and Brown decided to take a bounce on the dewy surface, and it just rolled a little bit too far away from him. So another baller. And this time, Campbell dives in, but he can't get possession. Taking it nicely was Kennedy away on the left foot. He'll drive them inside forward 50 the Bays, but a nice mark taken by Jefferies back there. Haven't called him often tonight, but it was a nice mark. He dropped it in short. Suckling takes the mark and plays on. From defensive 50, he roosts the ball to the other edge of the centre square. Mules with some good body work takes the mark and now spreads it onto this side of the ground. At right half back, taking it was Allen. He drops it up for Murphy. Dawes closes but can't close him down. So Daw can't close.
Murphy right in front of us here in the RPH box. Wouldn't think the siren would be too far away. This ball's got to come back. He needed to kick over his mark. I'm not sure about that rule. Not a big fan of it.
Well, isn't that what he did anyway?
Oh, I thought he kicked straight over his mark. That's a very pedantic decision.
No, all it was, I think, because Richard O'Grady came in and bumped Daw, so I'm not sure.
Well, you can't bump the man on the mark, so that's a free kick, but he didn't pay that. If he didn't kick over the mark, surely that's just play on.
And that's the siren to end the third term. Glenelg 7 goals, 10-52. Nord 6-5-41. Brady Dawes still pleading his case to the umpire. Koff, unfortunately, is a little bit late for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, as the umpires have never changed their mind, I don't think, that I've ever seen. But three-quarter time here, it's Glenelg 7 goals, 10-52. Norwood 6 goals, 5-41. The goal kicker's first ball for the Tigers. Clayfield has 2. They were both in the first quarter. Then it's singles to Kane, Tenace, Allen, Trembar and O'Grady. And for the Redlegs, 3 goals to Jericho. He had 2 in the first and 1 in the second. 2 to Rowe and 1 to Turlich. So three-quarter time scores. It's Glenelg 7 goals, 10-52. Norwood 6 goals, 5-41. 11-point margin on the Tigers. And there's a bit of a breeze that's come up. It's probably going to favour the Tigers here. And there's probably no better place. We talk about night footy at all the suburban grounds, but I reckon this here is the best place to have night footy at the parade.
Yeah, look, couldn't agree more. It's got that real tribal atmosphere down here that it is hard to replicate at some of the other grounds. I mean, having said that, I'd love to see night football at Albert and Oval and see how it would replicate down here. So I reckon that'd be perfect for it. But with so many grounds doing the night football, those that like the nocturnal side of the game would be sport for choice this year. We've got Noarlunga, we've got Adelaide Oval, we've got Nord, and there's other ground. We've got Noarlunga out there as well, so there's plenty of grounds where you can go and get your fix of night footy. It's just unfortunate, Koff, that Elizabeth is passing on it this year. Yeah, well,
and the club's done the right thing, actually, because they've sort of put their hand up and said, you know, listen, the lights probably aren't good enough just at the moment, because I was speaking with Roger Girdham, who's on the board out there now, former captain of the club, and who's also an electrician. He said over time, even over the space of a season, the lights do lose their wattage, so they sort of dim as they go on. So they've obviously recognised they need some new lights out there, but great to have night footy here, and they've got some, obviously the new towers here, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, certainly is. Don't forget, boys, I said pre-game, Glenelg to lead at half-time, Nord to win at full-time. Will we see that prediction come through or not?
Well, we won't if Norwood replicates what they did in the third quarter when they managed to have 3 inside 50s to Glenelg's 15. Mind you, for all that, Glenelg produced 1 goal, 5 to Norwood's 1-1.
And across town it is at the Sturt, 9-14-68, leading the Eagles 3-4-22, a 46-point margin for the Double Blues. But here at the parade is Daw Cranston, Adlington just trying to get it away at the stoppage. Agnew gives it out by hand towards Lyons, who pumps the Tigers deep into the attacking zone. Falling mark almost taken at the back there by Giorgio. On hands and knees now is Brown, tries to clear it out of the zone. He's looking for a teammate out there and gets it indoor. So he'll be looking to switch back in board. Jesse Ace, as a matter of fact, at half-back now, playing deep in the defensive side of the ground after kicking 5 goals last week against the Double Blues. Cranston gets the punch over the top. It's with the Tigers. It ends up now with Lyons again, who sends them up towards the attacking zone. They're looking for a mark at the back here. Just soccering it off the ground there. It hits the behind post. So we're going to have a throw-in. We're inside the first minute here, Koff.
Chris, the Tigers tonight, just having a look at their game style, they're actually doing them for a bit of pace at the moment. They've got some young legs in there, and they've got some guys who've got some real zip in their legs.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Dorr gets the tap down. Nord trying to clear it again out of the attacking zone. Kirkby just taken out of the air. Goes back in. Good smother there by the Tigers. Spinning out of trouble, and it ends up with Bradley. Bradley for the third forward 50 entry inside the opening 90 seconds. Oh. It's sitting there for Grimer. He suckers it off the ground. Minor score there for the Tigers.
That looked like it went through, didn't it?
Looked like it went through to me, but you're not hearing too many Tiger fans disagreeing.
Well, there's none down there.
That's very true. They might be disagreeing on the other side, but it's hard to see from 160 metres away, Crossy, as Glenelg lead by 12 points.
Grimer, I don't think Rennie Coolan will be recruiting him. Missed that from maybe 10 metres out as Norwood play on, try to get it out of defensive 50, succeed. And mark is taken by Eagleton on his knees. He looked for the run and it wasn't there.
I might have a chat to myself, mate. I'm playing over 35s at the moment. Kicked a nice goal a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I'll be required or not.
Well, not for Adelaide United, I'd suggest, Koff. In front of us, the ball trapped by Mules. He had some support from another Bay player, and over the top came Zorzi. It was Cranston, and the number 9, Cranston, will give the ball back to the number 9, Zorzi. He'll take the free kick. Oh, down the line, dangerous, got away with it. A short pass finding Suckling, who goes down the line again. 70 from goal, the mark taken by Davis. Norwood attacking,
just a bit slow moving, aren't they, at the moment?
The legs in the southern end, it's into the slight breeze, in fact to the teeth of the breeze from where they are at the moment. So Davis decides to go back. Zorzi, as he backs up from his mark, is just about where he started from on centre wing. And he decides to go further back. They'll go back to Fuller and maybe around. Is that the idea? He goes into the centre, and the mark taken by Aish. So Aish just pokes it over the top. A metre forward of centre was Campbell, took the mark. This time he plays on. They've opened up the far side of the ground. No, they haven't. It was Rowe they were aiming at. Murphy takes the intercepting mark in defence for the Bays, and now they're off onto centre wing with the kick. Tenace with the mark, and Tenace just holds it up and then goes down to half forward. Clayfield leads up and takes the mark between half forward and centre wing and drives it long. Murphy inside 50 with the mark. So Murphy 48 from goal. He can chip it over the top. Tenace has worked so hard to get that ball in the forward pocket. 25 from goal, acute angle, but he worked his way from half back, Koff. Ran a long, long way to get that possession.
Yeah, their movement inside forward 50 has been very good tonight, Glenelg. Probably just a bit quicker. They've got a few more options moving inside the forward line, the Tigers, and the kick won't be an easy one. He's probably only 5 or so metres in from the boundary line in front of the scoreboard.
Which shows they lead by 2 goals, the Bays, as Tenace comes in deliberately and straight over the umpire's hat. The umpire was standing between the goal post and the point post. So 13 the margin, beyond 4 minutes in the final term.
Nord bringing it out through the agency of Ramsey in the back pocket. Chips it over the top to Eagleton, who's almost in the defensive goal square. Goes over the top by hand to Bryce Campbell's feet. Fortunately, Bryce Campbell's hands were quick enough. Aish back towards Giorgio, who's taken high. His jumper's been ripped off in the scrimmage. Glenelg trying to work it out through Ruwald, surely taken high. Now, he's called a free kick there to the Redlegs, and that's for the Giorgio, one from a long way back there. Gee, the umpire took a long time to call that decision. He had 3 or 4 that could have been paid in between it. But now it comes out towards the wing for the Tigers, where it sits for Curran. Goes back by hand to Mules, who's set upon Bradley. Oh, he's been pushed off the ball beautifully by Suckling. Now it's with Jericho. There's nobody in front of him apart from Rowe. He's going to have to go for the punch, find his feet. Now it sits for Personos. You think this will be his bread and butter? Over the top by hand. Jericho in the goal square. Jericho goals. That is his 4th for the night. Gee, it was a long, arduous build-up, but they found men in the clear finally, and the margin is now back to 7 points. 7-5-47, Glenelg 7-12-54. Gee, they took a long time to get their cough, but they finally did.
Little Peter Personos, I thought he was going to have a shot on goal there, the youngster, because he was only about 10 metres out. He did the right thing, I suppose, to give it to Luke Jericho, but you wouldn't have excused him for having a shot himself there, Chris. He's only 10 metres out, and the pressure was coming from behind. It did the right thing, gave it to Jericho. He kicked 4 goals. He was involved in a couple of plays. He was involved at half forward, then ran down to receive the handball and finish off with the goal in the goal square.
7 the margin, as the umpire will recall a centre bounce. That breeze just blowing it a little way outside the larger of the 2 centre circles. Umpire not satisfied. He'll throw this one up. It's the main ruckman, Dorr, for Norwood, who gets up high, and Cranston gets the palm down. Dorr follows up on the ground, still play on. Gallagher out of the middle with a quick left foot down to half forward. Davis couldn't take it, Campbell did. Dorr with a big stretch of the long left arm, pulls it in, goes for the half forward line. He was looking for Eagleton, comes to Personos, hardly sighted tonight, got the kick away just in the tackle. The Bays recover, and now they come back out of defence through Jordan McMahon. McMahon looks up. It's all one-on-one ahead of him. He just goes for territory. He looks for Murphy, who disposed of his player pretty well, but he did have some backup, did Brown, from Giorgio, who took it over the boundary line at right half back for the Norwood Football Club.
Very important stage in the game here at the moment, Neil. The Tigers have got a slender lead by 7 points on the scoreboard, so the next goal is vital for the legs to get back in this game.
Norwood trying to work it away at the stoppage. Coming out looking for Turlich. Good punch over the back there. Now it's with Agnew, who just gets the handball away. Turlich. He looked up at possibly the wrong time there against Curran, but they have forced the boundary throw in. You see there Agnew and Eagleton having words.
Yeah, Agnew's done a pretty good job, but of course now he's struggling by the looks with cramp.
Hopefully he can hold out for the rest of the game, not let Eagleton back into it. Roland Eagleton gets the kick. It is smothered there by McMahon. Now it's Lyons working his way beautifully through traffic. Back to Rewald, who's dispossessed, surely. Yep, free, and it's going to come back. Good tackle in there, and he's caused the stoppage, Turlich, so he's going to be kicking from centre wing. Good chance to send the Redlegs deep into attack as they trail by 7 points. 8 minutes gone, final term.
Vital 5 minutes. Now, Dorr's just gone off the ground and Bown has come on. So the number 1 ruckman for Norwood having a break. Turlich still with the free kick. He's taking his time. Nothing presenting itself. Sets it up. Rewald is standing under it bravely and takes a mark 40 from goal. Defensive goal for the Bays. He clears it quickly. Out wide looking for Ben Kane. If it sits, he's away. He can go over the top by hand, and he does. And Murphy's pulled a hamstring trying to get the ball. Got it back to Kane by hand, then to Bradley, and then to Kane again. Only this time it was Nick Kane. He was dispossessed. Norwood will come the other way. I don't know if we'll see much more of Murphy out of that tonight. Suckling over the top, beautiful kick. He's found Eagleton. He's loose just outside 50, content to put it to the long kicking Jericho.
Again, Eagleton.
Jericho takes his time, hesitates. Eagleton thought he was a chance. Jericho in front of Snouts Louts, who are all sitting over on Cooper's Hill. One or the other group of supporters will be very happy in a moment. Now Jericho, not at the most acute of angles, but he'll come in from the boundary line, if you know what I mean. It's only a small ground and not a deep pocket. He kicks from 49. Luke Jericho has kicked a great goal! 1 point the margin.
That's his 5th goal of the game, and fantastic work there by Eagleton. Just to work into space, get the ball over. 5 goals, that's a match-winning performance by a forward. Murphy's coming off the ground. You called it well, Neil. Looks like he's done his hamstring. And this next 5 minutes is going to be very important because young Agnew's done a fantastic job. Looks like he's just starting to get very tired. Can't go with Eagleton at the moment. They need to find another matchup for Eagleton.
Paul Adlington is the man that's come on. He's gone straight to the wing. It's going to be a free kick at the centre clearance for Stuart Bound. So all of a sudden the momentum is starting to swing Nord's way. 10 minutes gone in the final term. Good cut-off out there by Ruwald. Goes over the top by hand to Allen. Now they're starting to get some numbers through the centre. Mules, Adlington pumping them long and deep into the attacking zone. It was a little bit high, but it's going to sit for Grimer if he can get a foot to it.
Oh, it's on the back of the heel!
Back of the heel! No! I swear that looks so close from here. Good work from Giorgio. The margin is 2 points. 7-13-55 Nord, 8-5-53. This bad kicking may really come back to haunt them, boys.
Chris, that was unbelievable. He was sort of pushed over and the ball sort of rolled along his back and bobbled off the back of his heel and looked like it was going to go through for a goal.
Once again, Rennie Coulin would maybe say he's not quite at Adelaide United standards. If you've just joined us, Rennie Coulin, of course, a guest of the Norwood Football Club tonight, suckling on centre wing just in front of us. Released a beautiful hand pass to Zorzi and then Jericho to Personos, and then intercepted brilliantly by Adlington. He was about to give it to Jericho, who's going to pump it long. Now it's Ruwald, who's in a bit of space. Personos follows up, tackles him as he kicks it. Slightly puts him off the kick. Playfield brings it down in front on 50 for Glenelg. The hand pass inside for Lyons. He gets the scrubby old kick away, and up there for Norwood was Jeffries. He couldn't take it. Finally to Giorgio. Giorgio steadies the ship out to Suckling. Suckling in turn short, goes for the skipper and Gallagher just outside 50. Well, this game is heating up, if it wasn't hot enough already. It's 7-13-55 Glenelg to 8-5-53 Norwood. And umpire off the ball has spotted something. He's spotted 25. It was Allen, who perhaps wasn't aware that the rules had changed, and if you put a toenail over the mark, then you will be pinged 25 these days, Ty Allen.
So Gallagher right in front of the member stand here where the RPH crew are bringing you a thriller on Friday night football. He's looking for Turlick. Lyons just gets the handball away towards Bradley, O'Grady, who's set upon it. A great tackle there by Turlick. It's going to be a ball up. It's just the Nord side of centre. They're about 85 metres around from goal. Trailing by 2 points. Glenelg have been fantastic all night. Tenace goes over the top by hand to Kennedy, who's wrapped up in a tackle. They're calling for holding the ball, and they're getting holding the ball too. So Bryce Campbell, he's trying to get the handball from Turlick. He's going to have to go back. So Campbell resets, reloads, chips over the top for Bound. Good punch in there from the Tigers. Now it's with Zorzi. It's out to Turlick, 40 metres out, has a flying shot at the goals. It just drifts at the wrong moment. And the margin is back to the barest one in football. 8-6-54. Glenelg 7-13-55. We've gone 13 minutes into the final term here at Cooper Stadium.
Plenty of time left in this game. Anyone's game, but Norwood has got a bit of momentum at the moment. The crowd are up and about.
Bayes moving to Ruwald, who from defensive 50 kicks long to centre wing. Fuller across there with one hand, eventually controls it off his non-preferred right foot. He goes short. Jeffries with the mark. Jeffries in turn just holds up between centre wing and half forward left for Norwood. He can go across centre, and he does. Now they've got a couple of loose players. Do they want to use them up? No, Giorgio decides he'll go back. So he goes back out to the outer side, the eastern side of the ground, short to Fuller. Fuller in turn short again. They've been so successful just rushing the ball forward, but they've decided to pause and wait. 14 minutes into the last quarter. Brown across the middle makes the lead. They decide to go long, down to half forward. Cranston at the front. It creeps over the back dangerously. Turley couldn't get possession. Cranston on the ground to Kennedy. And then off to the left foot run from McMahon. Now he's onto this side to Playfield, who's taken down solidly by Aish, and he's still got the ball. He's still got the ball. The umpire's got the whistle, and the Wood Street grandstand goes up. Very happy with that decision. Aish, who's been sent back, goes to Bode. We haven't called him much. The former Sturt player. Jace Bode, just at half forward. Inside 50, pulled the kick brilliantly. It just slipped over the back of the pack and out of bounds. So it's at a right forward pocket for Norwood. And they trail by just a point.
And you mentioned there, Neil, Jessie A, she's been sent back as a defender, had a quiet night as a forward after kicking 5 last week, but having an impact at the moment across half-back.
So Rowe works his way to the front there. Kirkby gets the hit out. Kirkby gets the clearing kick away too. They'll be happy to see this over the boundary line, the Redlegs, because that plays into their hands.
Koff, is this the same as the third quarter or what? Have a look at the numbers behind the ball from Norwood. And Glenelg just can't get the ball forward.
Yeah, they've got
the catch him on the break.
They've got the 18-man zone happening, the legs at the moment.
Agnew just gets the handball away to Bradley. Oh, the only player there is Fuller. As a matter of fact, there's players everywhere. Unfortunately for Glenelg, they're all for Norwood. Switches it out there towards Turlick, 60 metres out from goal. Too far out to score. He's got Dorr calling for it. Chips into the pocket where Davis has slipped into space. So Smokey Davis, we haven't called him too many times after quarter time. This is not beyond the realms of possibility for him.
Right on the distance, I would say. He will kick from just inside 50.
Matthew Davis right in front of Coopers Hill. The Nord fans, and there are plenty of them out there, will go up if this goes through. Davis unloads from 50. Kicks on its way. It's to the wrong side of the post. Scores are locked away here at the Nord Oval, folks, in the 15-minute mark of the final term. 8:7:55, Glenelg 7:13:55.
And Chris, we haven't had very long quarters. 25, 26 minutes is about all we've had so far. It's been a fairly low-scoring game, so the game won't go on that long, probably about another 9 minutes.
Ruwa with the mark just outside defensive 50. Chips it down towards centre wing, and there's a free kick will go to Adlington. I think it's Jeffries who can't run on because he got one in the ribs. Now Ruwal from a hand pass, kicks it long. Grimer misjudges, over the back. Aish couldn't get it. Clayfield opposed to him. He held his head and the umpire held his whistle, and then it comes in to adjudicate a ball up 25 metres out from the Glenelg attacking goal. And it's straight in front of that goal face. So the ball thumped into the turf. Dorr, brilliant palm down to Giorgio, releases Fuller, clears the area, only just. It's going to come back. Agnew, just around the corner with the kick. Not a bad one. Inside forward 50, they have a mark. And going back there to take the kick will be Chris Curran.
Need his best there, Neil. It's 55 apiece, 17.5 minutes have gone in the last quarter, right in front of the scoreboard here. Thanks to station sponsor Williams Brothers Welding Scoreboard.
It's actually Nick Kane over there. Now my eyes, I can't blame the lights, I'll just say it was my eyes. I just thought it was the wrong player. So Nick Kane will come in, kicks from 50. He can put his side back in front.
He's done it.
And he's put him in front by a goal. So the Bays, with only their second goal since half-time, take a 1-goal lead. It's 8:13:61 to 8:7:55, and we've gone through 18 minutes in the final term.
That was a nice kick. Tied legs in the last quarter. The kick was from just inside 50. Probably had the breeze just over his right shoulder, but it was an accurate kick, and it's gone straight through the middle. Fantastic work there, the Tigers, just to get one back, because so far in this quarter, it's been all the Redlegs.
Crucial centre clearance coming up. We are just about to tick into time on. Glenelg lead by one straight kick, and they have been excellent all night. Now the challenge is being thrown down to the Redlegs as Zorzi's wrapped up in a tackle, going to have a ball up in the identical spot. Players are wrestling with it. It's the third man up. It ends up with Zorzi, a tight-looking handball. Allen breaks away at the centre stoppage. Glenelg trying to get their handball away now. Having a flying shot at the goal there is Ruwald. Ruwald brings the margin to 7 points, a minor score. 8:14:62, Nord 8:7:55 across town. The Double Blues, folks, are leading by 51 points.
Who would have thought? Indeed, some of us thought that this wasn't possible, that the Bays would actually beat Norwood. They're doing it at the moment. Norwood forced to come from the back. High and wide, Grimer at the front, couldn't take it. Suckling, he takes it off the ground and he's immediately tackled by Kirkby, who once again has played in defence tonight for the Bays. And he heads back that way as the ball's thrown in the air. Zorzi taps it wide, look for Campbell. He didn't get it, comes back the other way. The hand pass comes out to Adlington from O'Grady, and then Adlington sends it wide to the left foot of Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy kicks it. Oh, what a goal. 35 metres out on the boundary line. And Ben Kennedy kicks a goal that could very well seal the deal for Glenelg.
Yeah, fantastic goal there by Kennedy. He's got some ability, there's no doubt about that. I remember Darryl Hart mentioning last year when he got back from the state under-16s how good a player he was. I haven't seen much of him, but on tonight's performance, he's got great pace, great skills, great left foot kick. Not a lot of him, but gee, he goes hard at the footy for a kid who's only 17 years of age, and just finished off absolutely beautifully there just to give them a bit of a break. That could be enough here. 20-minute mark, 20 and a half minutes have gone in the last quarter. It's 68 to 55.
What a time to kick your first goal in SANFL. Welcome to the big time, young man. Norwood are desperate to try and get it away at the stoppage. Trevor Cranston is equally desperate to wrap it up for them. We're going to have a ball up. Cranston and Dorr. Dorr works his way to the front position. Cranston gets the tap down. Ruwald gets the centre break. He's going long and deep into the attacking zone. He sits out the back here. If he can get it, he's going to be away. Kennedy has another shot at the goal. Minor score. But that's a 14-point margin now. As we tick into 21 minutes, that may almost be enough, Goff.
Yeah, I think you could be right there because the breeze has just started to pick up a bit as well, so it'll make scoring to the Tigers' end just all that much easier.
So Norwood really need to move it in a hurry now. They've managed to get it to 25-30 from goal through Eagleton. The hand pass wider. He went back to Ramsey, and then Ramsey forced to go back to Eagleton. He said, look, let's just belt it out of there and see what happens. Dorr gets a hand up on the ball and knocks it out of bounds 80, 90 metres from goal. And
Eagleton's had a bit of the footy in this half, but it's been in the defensive half, so the Tigers won't be too concerned about that. They'd be worried forward to centre when he gets his the ball there, but to get it deep in the defensive half, they won't be too concerned about that.
In the AFL, just quietly, Collingwood slipped away yet again, out by 53 points over the Richmond Tigers. In fact, that's full time, I've just been told. 161 to 90. So comprehensive in the end from Collingwood over Richmond. And here the Tigers have been so impressive. At the 16-minute mark of the final term, scores were level. We thought, here comes Norwood. But the Bays have responded. And they lead by 14 points. Ball still at half forward for the Bays. On this, the Wood Street side of the ground. The ball thumped towards Kennedy, who's been the man of the moment in the last 3 or 4 minutes. He drives it long, looking for Grimer, who takes a 2-grabber. The ball fell into his hands the first time. He snatched it the second time under good pressure from Giorgio.
Yeah, you're right there. And Grimer, he's got a great set of hands, but he can get the wobbly boots on in front of goals. He had missed one easy one earlier in the night. From about 40 metres out, this is just about the icing on the cake for the Tigers, but no sure thing.
Well, the Tigers, you would say no sure thing, but they're almost certain to win it. If Grimer kicks this goal, I'm sure they're certain. It'll be shut the gate. Grimer starts it on the right post, hangs it out there, and it comes back just not far enough. And Koff, you were prepared to call that a goal.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if that goal post was 2 metres higher, I think that might have been a goal. It sort of swung late. It's very deceiving when you're sort of 100 metres away, but it put it out right, didn't come back far enough.
Redlegs are just trying to run desperately to try and create something, but you suspect Father Time is going to beat them. James Gallagher, that's a free kick, and it's going to go to Agnew for a throw. So, young Brad Agnew, he's probably too far out to score. He's going to be kicking on about 55. He's going to chip a little 8-iron into the top of the goal square. Glenelg trying to work it out now through the player in Kane, who has a flying... Should it go straight up and down in the air, as a matter of fact. 20 metres up, 4 metres forward. Glenelg, he's going to try and burst through and have another one. No, this one's been smothered. Now it's through Brown. Gallagher. Switching back, it's going to end up straight into the arms of Trenbath. And Trenbath, you would suspect, is going to put the result beyond all doubt. I would suggest if you're a rotund lady with good lungs, your moment is about to come.
Trenbath, he's dropped out of the game a bit in the second half, but was very impressive in the first half. Lot to like about him. He's only a young kid, still 20 years of age. 190 centimetres, so he's got his best footy in front of him and showed some really good signs tonight. Kicked one goal in the second quarter, set up a couple of others as well, so this will top off a good night for him if he can slot this through.
We're sitting right behind him for the chance to smash that nail into the Norwood coffin. Trembath from right on 50. He has read the wind beautifully, and he gives a big signal to the Snouts because the Tigers are home. 10-16-76 Norwood, 8-7-55, 25 minutes gone, final term. The challenge was thrown down, Coff, and they answered it with a point.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they have, but the big question mark for the Tigers, unfortunately for them, it doesn't matter what they do during the minor round this year, it's what they're going to do come finals time. So fantastic work tonight, though. They were challenged by a very good side in Norwood. They withheld the challenge and come back and kicked a couple of late goals. It's going to be a very nice victory for them.
25 and a half into the last quarter. It's a 21-point margin in favour of the Tigers. It'll be the first loss of the season for the Redlegs. And the Tigers will go to 2 wins and 1 loss as well. Ball still held in close. Agnew with his arms around Eagleton. Have to admire Brad Agnew. He's done a pretty good job on Eagleton, certainly after half-time.
Looked like for a moment that Eagleton was going to get away, but he stuck with him, stuck to his guns. Been a good performance.
O'Grady clears it from the centre. Down to half-forward. No clean possession. Then finally it pops out. Brown off the left foot for Norwood. To Personos. Hardly sighted tonight. Was good last week with a couple of goals in their big victory over Sturt, who in turn have stunned the Eagles tonight at the Adelaide Oval.
My tipping has gone from bad to worse. I haven't tipped. I think I've tipped Norwood tonight, and I think I tipped the Eagles by 10 goals.
Well, you got the 10 goals right.
Yeah.
Umpire spotted a free kick in the middle of a pack, just inside the centre square. The free kick will be taken by Norwood, and then wouldn't you know it, their skills have gone when they most count. Fuller, and then Webber with an awkward hand pass for Gallagher, who dropped it, got away with it, slipped it back to Webber. And now off his left foot, Eagleton just drives it long, hit and hope. And the big man, Kirkby, takes one of his few marks for the night. Well, that's all they need, Norwood. Big Kirkby back in defence was great for the Bays tonight. Didn't have a lot of possessions, as I said, but he did what was required. And in the end, Glenelg come away with a 21-point victory here at the parade. It's Glenelg 10-16-76 over Norwood 8-7-55. And Grant Coffey, gee, that was impressive from the Bays because they wasted a lot of possession in that third term. And then you must say, working into the breeze in that third term, they really had their chance, or sorry, working into the breeze in the final third term, I'll get it right in a minute. When they were working into the breeze, they really wasted a lot of opportunities, but in the last quarter, they just came home very well.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance because they were challenged in the last quarter. They withheld that, kicked a couple of late goals, as I mentioned, to finish off with a great win by 21 points when easily Norwood could have run over the top of them. What I was really impressed with was some of the young guys, Chris, that have really stood up for the Tigers. When we talk about Trembath, who kicked 2 goals, but Kennedy was really good as well.